Monday morning, 10 to 9. First 2 shots. Just what was required. So let's see how the rest of the round goes. It's already hot. So that missed part wasn't too bad, given that I almost quite tentatively tapped it, and even that went past the hole significantly. I mean, obviously got the line wrong. It's not the smoothest green, but it's a 2-putt. Was a really good start, so I'm pleased with that. Start with a 5. That's 3 5s in a row on that first hole now, and that's the direction I want to be going in. I've left this one a little bit short, but it's in a good position. things are unfolding rather badly all of a sudden. So I just put that one into the water. And what's crazy is I did exactly the same the last time when I've been hitting straight on this one, and suddenly that is so much, must be alignment, it's just crazy. A fairly decent hit, but just going all the way to the right, and yeah, in trouble. And then I thinned that one into the water before, at a time when, you know, zero worry about going in the water, to be honest, and completely thinned it. So yeah, more back to the drawing board just when I was feeling okay. Still plenty of time to recover. Well, that graphically shows what can happen on that hole. I think I've just taken an 8, but I had like impossible lies, and then trying to go up that bank. I mean, I fluffed completely, barely touched the ball on the first one, but I mean, it's super difficult, and trying to get out of the rough was super difficult. And there was a tiny bit of green to play with water on the other side. I mean, it's had everything, which was terrible about it. But yes, card wrecker for sure. But now to see if I can start playing decently. But goodness me, that was tough. But taking the 7-iron from my drop, that wasn't a mistake, because I just thought I've got to try and go for these shots rather than just lay up or whatever, and I went for it and I just missed the green. Well, that was better. Yes, it hasn't helped losing 2 balls so far, being in appalling rough. And gosh, that green over there, raised green. And the thing is, if you miss it, it's just, there's nothing to play with. I mean, there's down the bank, there's then a path, and then hellish rough. So there's only one place you can go. It's the green. There's nothing else. If you go over, you might be okay for about 5 or 6 yards. But everything else, you have to get it on the green. You can't even just roll off. It's going to make it so hard. If you roll off, you're likely to, well, if you roll off, you're almost certainly going to go down the path or somewhere, or into the water. It's just, that is so difficult. It's probably best to just be short or something and then try and roll it up. But yeah, where I was, that was a disaster. But I've done this tee shot in a very nice position. Just before I played that, I was thinking, I just want to get a nice clean shot to show that I can hit the ball after my sort of waywardness. And that one was right at the pin. Straight away the caddy just handed me my putter. Not that far from the hole. Actual birdie opportunity. But that was just, it was 100 yards. Had the 100-yard club in my hand, pitching wedge, and just did full shot, aimed, fired. Goes right up in the air, drops. So yeah, that's good. birdie. Well, actually an 8 followed by a birdie means that when 2 bogey pars would be 10, I've just taken 11, so overall I've dropped 1 shot after that nightmare last hole. So that's made a huge difference. The first time I've birdied that hole. Just shows what can happen. So yesterday I was watching a Rick Shields with Brad Faxon putting lesson and then an interview. Really enjoyed it, and oddly enough, even though the things they talked about were things that I often think about myself, I'm going through my normal routine, but I'm conscious of the fact that Brad Faxon was saying the importance of the routine, etc., and following through on the ball. And each putt I've done so far today has been very good, and that was a case in point, 5 foot for a par. I've done several 1 putts so far today, so that's going nicely. And now I'm only 2 over, so that's good. That one worked nicely. Complete commitment. Nice swipe, dead straight. Could be in a nice position to not fluff it into the little pond in front of the green, which I nearly did last time, but then produced a stunning perler of a lob wedge shot that was on last Thursday. So I went average drive, appalling sand wedge shot, sublime lob wedge, and then a perfect, obviously 2 foot putt, but still it went in. This time I've started off with a very nice drive, so let's see how I end up. couldn't really be in a better position. It's roughly where you'd be chipping in from about 30 feet when there was a temporary green, and it's bang in the centre of the fairway. what a pity about that putt. I mean, after coming out of that deep rough with a very gentle sand wedge to only 7 feet before the pin was very good. It was a really good shot. It's so easy to just knock those hard. Just did a gentle tap and it just went up and well. And then one more roll of the ball required, it would have gone in on the first putt. So it wasn't tentative, it was a good putt, dead centre of the cup, but just a tiny bit short. Oh well, still 2 over, so not too bad. The good news is I didn't top it, but that was very odd for my hybrid play. It went in completely the opposite direction to what I was thinking. Not opposite, but instead of going straight to the left, it went right to the right without any bend on the ball or anything, no fade or anything. Just completely and utterly wrong. So now I've got a very tricky shot over the bunkers from distance. I shall obviously go for it rather than lay on, because it would be less than 100 yards I think, so it might be okay. It's in completely the wrong place. I don't even remember playing from the right hand side before. Not that far over, at least it's on the fairway. least there was some distance. That one felt good. Just fully committed, high in the air, over the bunker, and probably, I don't know, I can't see if it's anywhere near the flag or not, but not too far away, 20 feet maybe. Second birdie of the day. Now that really is delightful. 18 foot, I reckon. 18 feet. And straight in the middle of the cup. Perfect read, aiming slightly to the right, and got it. That was brilliant. Second birdie of the day. That means I'm down to evens after the front nine now. Magical. What a finish then to the front nine. So I compensated for that 8 very well with 2 birdies. The birdie on the par 5 is obviously quite a rarity, and the fact that I did it from an unusual position was interesting. Not my usual sand wedge in, or usual angle, but it was a typical one of 80 yards, so it just shows that I call that a hybrid okay, but I just went completely the wrong direction. But then yeah, fantastic sand wedge, and then 18-foot putt. Perfect drops this time, whereas that other one on the hole earlier, the 7th, stopped on the lip. This one just had enough and went straight in the cup. That was good. Just before playing the shot, I remembered how the last time I played it, by going left of the pin, the ball rolls nearly off the green. So I aimed right. And for a moment I thought, oh, I must have aimed right towards the bunker instead, but I hadn't. And it just rolled in slightly when it lands on the right, just slightly. So it's, I don't know, 12 foot from the pin. It was a really nice, a nice strike actually. But the positional play was fantastic, so I was aiming exactly where it is. So that's good. Shame about the putt on the last hole. Can't have everything. Just try and have everything. I changed back to an 8-iron today, and I've gone a bit offline, but it shouldn't be too bad, just a chip up from the right hand side, so not the end of the world. But on the last hole, after parring that one very comfortably, I'm now 1 under bogey par for the first time today, which is very pleasing after getting that 8. Not that I like to mention the fact that I got an 8, but I did get an 8 earlier on. It's the only 8 I've got today so far on a round with 1 8 in it. But I won't be mentioning my 8 again, because you should never keep mentioning the fact that you got an 8, especially when you got 3 8s a few rounds ago. But I've also got 2 birdies. Third birdie of the day. Whoa. Birdie now. Yes. Let's get that birdie. Well, so that was a chip from round about, I don't know, 25 feet, like that. I mean, the contact with that was just sublime. And then it gripped the turf, the green, and just rolled perfectly and straight and in. Third birdie of the day. Just shows though that going short on that hole wasn't a problem, because I was actually quite near the pin. So, not that I'm going to mention the 8 again, but I did get an 8 earlier on, and you probably wouldn't have noticed it on the video that I got an 8 because I don't like to mention it. But I also don't like to mention any overconfidence that comes through getting 3 birdies rather. But I have got 3 birdies along with my 8. So yeah, suddenly I find myself 4 under the bogey par after the 13th. So now I need to regroup and keep going, otherwise I might bugger things up. Well, I've gone sort of into the centre of the green, but right at the back, but at least I didn't hit it to the left, which is what I often do on this hole. It's actually a much closer pin. I didn't realise how near it was to the front. I can only see that now. So anyway, a very long putt now. But what I won't do, and I know I haven't mentioned this so far in the round, I won't get another 8, because I actually got an 8 earlier on. But I compensated for the 8 with something else I haven't mentioned so far. But I think I'm going to mention now 3 birdies. I've never had 4 birdies in a round, ever. But I've now got a monster putt. The camera stopped working, turned itself off sometime during the putt, so I've got no idea if it got that 40 footer which went to 2 feet or not, but anyway I putted in from 2 feet, so another comfortable par, which was really good. Shot just then has landed, or ended up exactly where I thought it would and where it normally does, just up the bank. So it's good, because as I played the shot it almost felt like it was going a bit wild, but it didn't. It went a bit short, but then bounced and went where it would go anyway, even if it had a bit more flight. So yeah, I'm not going to lose anything on this hole, I don't think, so that's good. 4 under bogey par, so actually turning into a pretty decent round. If only I hadn't got a high score, which I'll mention later on in the video, but I'll give you a little taste of what I might be mentioning. And it begins with 8 and ends in 3 birdies. That'll give you a little clue. close. At least a 4 anyway, but so close. Good read, good pace. Just slightly offline, so it went to the left, I think. But anyway, 4's good on that hole. Shame I didn't get the 3. So close, just a tap in. Not even an inch. Now that was lucky. So it was, I slightly pulled it and it landed, I thought it was going in the bunker, but it landed just above them and then rolled up. And I thought that's definitely in, and then luckily it stopped. And so now it's a chipper shot, so going to be okay because I'm playing well with the chipper. But that was, yeah, it was a poor shot. And then the putt on the 17th just now, that went actually over the hole, or over the edge of it anyway. It wasn't a bad shot at all, and it was a good putt. Just went 1 foot over from 9 foot, slightly downhill, and that would have been history in the making, 4th birdie in a round, but it wasn't too far out, off rather, so that was good. Shame about the missed putt there. But still, 6 under bogey par on a round where it's no secret now that I got an 8. And a round where my 3 birdies that I don't like to mention were very nearly 5 birdies, not far off. I've had plenty of opportunities. That drive didn't feel very good, but it's bang in the centre and actually flew, so it was okay. Just didn't feel good. Just felt like I was sort of, the rhythm wasn't there or something. But I'm in a good position. It's bang in the centre, just to the left of the marker plastic bag flag that they have on a pole, and all set for not getting another 8, which I don't like to mention, so I won't mention it. By the way, so 18th hole, scorching hot, and it's only 11:15. Wow, so early. And I have to admit, I'm feeling pretty knackered. That was a beauty. Just hit it. Must be on the sweet spot because of the certain sound it has, which is a bit of a sort of metallic clang. But I hit that absolutely dead straight. So that was probably like one of the ones I hit with the 2 hybrid ping down in Ceylon in the test centre the other day, because it had a similar feel of the way I sort of hit through the ball and then the lovely ping it makes. So got a nice chance now of finishing on a par, because I'm probably about 100 yards out, so just a nice tasty pitching wedge from there could turn this round, in which I got an 8 and then 3 birdies into some. The camera just turned off again, too hot. Had a little joke with the caddy saying that it turns itself off if it's too hot and there's a warning. And then I said, but I can't be turned off. And she just said, oh, goodbye, lui. Well, that was a bad shot, I thought, with the pitching wedge. I was trying not to do too much because it was 90 degrees and 90 yards. Caught a bit of the ground, didn't feel good. And it's just turned out nearly perfect because I'm about 4 or 5 feet from the pin, so chance of birdie, but at least even if I don't get it, I've parred the last hole almost for sure. So no fourth birdie, which is a pity because that was so straightforward from 4 foot. I didn't even flinch, I just completely missed it. So rubbish. But another par to get 7 under bogey par for the day. So very pleasing round overall. We get 75, which is 7 under the current bogey par of 82, par of this is 63. 81, yeah, sorry, 81. Anyway, 75, I'll work it out later. So I get 75, which is a Chelsfield equivalent of 83. So it is a good round, but I mean, to get an 83 with an 8 in it, and that could have say been a 6 or a 5 or even a 4. So it was a very good round overall. So 1 mare and the rest very tidy and some really good play. So a delightful start to the golfing week. Looking at my notebook, I was just looking at the back 9 because I had said that I had scored 32 on the back 9, which meant that my overall score was 75, which I'm sure I said on the course. But in fact my back 9 was 31. And the par, of course, is 29, so I was only 2 over actual par. And so my round today actually was my best so far on the new course. Mind you, I've only played it twice. Yeah, last week I got 76. And this time I got 74, so it wasn't 75, it was 74. It was a 43 followed by a 31. So 74 before the new par 4s were in play. That would have been a 72. So very close to my 71s, despite getting, and I don't think I mentioned this on the earlier video, but I did actually get an 8 along with the 3 birdies. So yeah, a very good round overall, and a nice surprise to see a 31, which could be my best on the new course. I'm just having a look. I got a 32 on January the 16th. I got a 31 on January the 9th, so that means twice. 31 on January the 6th. Oh, I got a 30 on January the 4th. Anyway, so it's up there with my best on the new course, but it isn't actually the best. But very good overall.